28th of May, Rabbi Levitt, substituted by Rabbi Globus, Gemora.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
Thank God. Good Chodesh.
Oh, yeah, good Kodesh. Are we expecting anyone else today or not?
I think Phil's coming. I'm not sure. He didn't say he wasn't coming. Oh, no. Didn't he say something about he'd be traveling today? I think he said he'd be traveling today and he'd be coming late.
Okay, so we should just start then.
Okay.
Rabbi Levitt is getting back to Eretz Yisrael today, scheduled to.
Right?
He's scheduled to. We tried to learn. I have a Mishnah Baruch of Rususuda. We tried to learn in between flights, but it didn't work out. But anyways, he's supposed to be back, and so I don't know if he's going to be learning with you tomorrow or me. Probably me.
Okay. Well,
By Sunday. Say again.
I'll look for an email. I presume he'll send an email if he's in either case, I presume he'll send an email and let us know what he's doing.
Good. It sounds good. Yeah, I should probably do the same. I should send an email and find out also.
If not, I'll start up a session and look for you.
Okay. Okay, so if we don't hear from him, then so it's you and me again.
Sounds good. So let's see, where were we? We were in the courthouse of Rav Huna.
Right. That's right.
We found a get on the floor.
Right.
And we were saying that it's like there's a caravan because so many people are coming in and out all the time.
Right.
So the only criteria we have to worry about is the names. Phil's coming.
Oh, good.
And we said that there was two. We questioned whether there was two cities.
So Rav Huna, who is running the Beis Din, he said, I'm worried that there's two cities by the same name. Right?
Right.
He said the very first word on Amud Bey is Chayshina, Lishnei Shavire.
We are concerned that there are perhaps two towns named Shvira, and that the bill of divorce found here was written for another couple with identical names who live in the second town of Shviri.
So there's actually an interesting Tosfos here. It's very short. Maybe we'll even understand it.
The top one of the page, the Chayshina with Shnei Shivri.
Yeah. The kasha caught my eye. It sounded like a very interesting kasha. Rav Huna came up with this big chumrah that I think disturbed all of us. If he's worried that there's two towns by the same name, so it's such an unlikely possibility. It's like opening a Pandora's box. It means you're going to be worried about anything and everything.
Not only two towns with the same name, but the second one also has two couples with the same names.
So it's a double unlikelihood, right?
Right. Sveka.
So you're got very good, very good. So you're gonna like this kasha from Tosfos. Taishinan Lishnei Shavire. Ve'im Tomar, the Aleph Taf stems for Ve'im Tomar. Ve'im Tomar im kain l'Rav Huna heach yigaresh kol adam es ishto l'Rabbi Meir de'eno mochiach mitocho kivan dechayshinan l'shnei shavire. So Tosfos says, and if you will say, if so, according to Rav Huna, how can anybody ever divorce his wife? According to Rabbi Meir, who doesn't go only on what it says in the get, because we'll always be worried for two shavire. So basically what he's saying is that if you're going to worry so much, then there's no end to the worry. It's infinite worry. And no one will ever be able to divorce their wife because maybe.
I'm confused. What does Rabbi Meir have to do with it?
Rabbi Meir says, "Eino mochiach mitocho." That means that we don't rely on only what it says inside the get. We need some external verification.
What does that mean?
It means that, for instance, in this case, it says that Mr. A divorces Mrs. B from such and such a town, and we say, no, that's not good enough. We don't rely just on what it says in the get. We want some external verification that it's the same guy, same gal, same town.
What kind of external verification can you have? Witnesses?
I think that's what it's talking about. I'm not really in that sugya, but if I remember, this is the machlokas of Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Elazar in the first parak of Gitin about when you give a get, what causes the divorce? The eidim who see the get given, or the divorce document itself?
Well, do the eidim sign the divorce document?
They do, but there's a machlokas whether that's actually what affects the divorce, or whether the eidim who witness the divorce are the ones who affect it. I'm guessing that that's what it's talking about. I have to tell you, I really don't, I'm not sure. But let's leave Rabbi Meir out of the picture. The kasha, even without Rabbi Meir, is clear. If we're going to worry so much, how can any man ever divorce his wife?
I don't get
I'm simplifying the question.
I don't get the kasha. What's the problem? If in the normal case you don't lose the get, you're only worried about the situation arising when the get gets lost.
Okay, let's think about this. If the get wasn't lost, so Ruvain gives a get to Sarah, and the get was never lost. So what could we worry about?
Gemora comes into court and says, "Give me, I want my kasuva."
Yeah.
Kasuvas are not commonly written in this area, but I have the get, and the get says, Ruvain Goldschmidt divorces Sarah Goldschmidt, and my name is Goldschmidt.
Okay. So if I was Rabbi Meir, I would turn to Ruvain. I would say,
wait. Well, you said forget about Rabbi Meir.
Okay, so without Rabbi Meir, but I would say, Ruvain, that get that you're giving to your wife, where did you get it from? You say, well, he'll say,
Ruvain's not in court. Just Sarah. Sarah came to court and said, "Give me I want my money."
Okay.
support.
So we say, why should you get money?
I have this get, and here's the witnesses.
So they say, show us that get.
Right? She shows the get.
And it says that her former husband Reuven divorced her, right?
Right?
So we should say to her, it says that Goldsmith divorced Sarah Goldsmith, but how do we know that this get was written for you and your former husband? Maybe it was written for a different couple.
She says this get was never lost. Why would you suspect that it's not my get? It's got my name in it, and it was never lost.
So I guess we're going to have to come on to Rebbe Meir in the end in order to make sense out of the kasha.
Okay.
According to Rebbe Meir, we don't rely only on what it says in the get. De'enu mochiach mitocho.
So she says, don't rely on what's in the get. Rely on the witnesses. The witnesses are. She brings the witnesses into court. She says, "Here's the witnesses. They were there. They saw it. They signed it. They can testify." What's the problem?
So now, so we would in others, we would force her to bring witnesses, right?
Right? Oh,
So we don't want to force her to bring witnesses because the whole reason why we have witnesses signing the get is so she won't have to bring witnesses. Maybe the witnesses left town, maybe the witnesses died, maybe they moved to South America.
so the signature of the witness is acceptable in the absence of the actual witness.
Yeah, that's why we make them sign it.
So Rebbe Meir says, no good.
Rebbe Meir says no good. So if we're going to, I mean, it'll be no good if you have a chashash. It will be no good if you have a chashash. And Rav Huna is always worried that there's a different town.
But that's only if it was lost.
Tosfos says he should be worried even if it isn't lost.
Uh-huh. Okay, all right, I'm with you.
The same principle will apply. That seems to be what Tosfos is assuming. So now you're questioning, you have a kasha on Tosfos kasha, you say maybe only if the get was lost, and therefore the get has a reyesa, then Rav Huna is worried. But if everything was kosher from the beginning, Rav Huna wouldn't be worried. That's what you're saying.
Right.
So that's a good kasha too.
All right,
That's a good kasha too. So let's see Tosfos Teretz because it's also short. It might actually help us understand the kasha.
Okay.
V'yesh lomar kivan delo hupsuku have shaper mochiach mitocho umikomo kom keshenafal chayshina. So he says like this. I think you're gonna like it. He says, since we don't have, it wasn't established that there's two towns by the same name, then it's considered as if the get proves from itself. We will rely on what it says in the get because there is no chashash. Until you prove me that there's two towns by the same name, there is no such chashash, and therefore the get is reliable. However, kishenafal chayshinan. When the get did fall,
That's exactly what you said.
that's why
I like Tosfos.
you could have written this Tosfos.
Interesting. Okay.
I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but
cool.
anyways, so it does give us some perspective on where Rav Huna is coming from. Yesterday we were puzzled. Why is he so worried? And the answer is, after learning the Tosfos, it makes sense that he's worried because there's a reyes on this get. There's something wrong with this get. It fell. It was found. It's suspicious.
Right.
But if there was nothing suspicious in the first place, so he wouldn't talk about unlikely possibilities.
Right. But we still have our question about the Sveka.
So that is perhaps what was bothering Rav Chisda. That's why he told Rabbit to go look for a proof to see if we really have to worry so much or not. You could still ask, why was Rav Huna worried? But it could be that he just wanted to test the Talmidim. Sometimes the Gemora says that the Rav said something outrageous in order to test the Talmidim to see how sharp they were.
Uh-huh.
It's possible that that's what was going on here.
I
I'm just saying maybe. Because I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because something here doesn't make sense to me in the whole story. The whole story doesn't. Rav Huna is the Av Beis Din. He comes along. It's his Beis Din. He comes along and he says, "We're worried that there's two shavire." That sounds to me like a pasak. He didn't ask his fellow judges, "Do you think we should worry?" He said, "We should worry." It's like a psak. And then one Dayan says to the other, go check it out to see if he's right. And he's going to ask you in the evening what you found. How is he so sure that Rav Huna is going to ask him the evening what he found? So I'm suggesting that maybe they understood that he didn't say it for sure. He said it like in the testing way. Maybe we should be worried. Maybe we should check out what the halacha says about this, which is exactly what they did. They checked out what the halacha says about it. See what I'm saying? Otherwise, the story doesn't make sense. The Dayan paskins, and then another Dayan says, maybe he's wrong. Why don't you go check it out? He'll ask you tonight what you found. It's not the storyline doesn't work.
I'm confused. What are they checking out? I thought they were checking out to see if there was a second city with that name.
I don't think so, because what he found is not a phone book. What he found is a baraisa. He comes back with a baraisa to address the principle. He never went to check who lives in the town.
Uh-huh.
So let's see that. Let's see that inside. We'll read from the very top of the Amud and we'll see what it says.
Hashinon Lishnei Shaviri. We are concerned that perhaps two towns named Shaviri exist, and that the bill of divorce found here was written for another couple with identical names who live in the second town of Shaviri. Okay. Va'amar le Rav Chisda le Rava. Rav Chisda said to Rava, Puk Ayan Bey, go out and look into this matter. Okay, so that's where we're not sure exactly what he's looking into. Okay.
We'll find out when he comes back and tells us.
Right. Di le ursa, di le urta, ba'i minach Rav Huna. For in the evening Rav Huna will inquire of you concerning it. Nafak dak ashkach. Rabba went out and investigated and found a relevant source.
Mm-hmm.
So the English says a relevant source. That's supporting your view. Disnan, for we learned in a Mishnah, Kol Maaseh Beis Din, if one finds acts of the court, such as a document certified by the court, Hare Ze Yachazir, he should return it to the party named in it.
Could you read that English again, please?
Okay. Rabbah went out, investigated, and found a relevant source. For we learned in a Mishnah, if one finds any act of the court, such as a document certified by the court,
Okay.
he should return it to the party named in it.
Yeah.
We see from this Mishnah that we need to be concerned about the possible existence of an unknown party with the same name. This contradicts Rav Huna's ruling.
Could you read that part again? This seems to.
We see from this Mishnah that we need not be concerned about the possible existence of an unknown party with the same name.
Okay. Good.
Because it says any act of the court, anytime you find an act of the court,
Yeah.
you should return it.
Right.
It doesn't say anything about same name.
Does it say anything about, we're not worried that there's two places of the same name, we just return it.
Right.
So that's a kasha on Rav Huna.
Right.
That's a kasha on Rav Huna. So what do we see from there that we don't worry about two shnei shvire?
Right. Now there is a footnote.
We do have a couple of Rashis.
Okay.
Read the Rashis first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Start at the top of the page. The first Rashi, Chayshin l'shnei shivrei. We're concerned that there are two towns called shivrei. Afal pi, even though Shabbat achad lifnenu, that one came in front of them, Va'amar, and says, Mimani nafal, it fell from me. Uploni haya, and this guy Ploni was Michel Cho. He was a shliach. He was his.
No, he's
shliach.
Sending it. Plony's.
Plony's the one who sent it. Okay.
Plony is Leah.
He found this document. Plony's sending it to his wife.
Right. So the guy who found it said Plony is sending it to his wife.
Right. And the Yodim, and we know, Ano, she'ein shem, ein sham, that there isn't there this shivrei, in that shivrei, shnei anashim, there are two people, b'shvotehem, that have the same name.
Right.
Shavim, that are equivalent. So Chayshinim, we are concerned, Shema, perhaps Shivrei Acheret, that there's another town called Shivrei. Yesh, there is the Yesh Ba, and there is there a Yosef ben Shimon Acher, and another Yosef ben Chimen in another one, but he's not in the same. In this town, we don't have two people with that same name. We do know that we are concerned that there is another guy with the same name in the other shivari, in the other town.
Right. So it does sort of sound like a fake, like Lou was saying. Maybe there's another town. And if there's another town, maybe there's a couple with the same names. Does sort of sound like a fake.
Okay, but then we have this is, I don't know if this is connected, this Omar, and he says, like to him, Rav Chisda, L'Rav, L'Rava. And Rav Chisda says this to Rava Garstein, right. And that's what we're making we're making a gerush on that. We're talking about that. And then we have Kol Masa Beitin.
What's Garcina mean?
We darshan, like we make this version. This is what we're going on. We're talking about a case where Rav Chisda says to Rava.
I see.
What's the correction there? There's a correction in the text. I missed that.
There is a correction? I don't know.
I guess I didn't understand what you were saying. Okay, fine. Go on.
But then it says call Masa based in. If there's anything that from an action of a based in, Harizeh Yachzor, he has to return it. Call Milsa, all their words, the Ata based in Lekayem, that it's you for based in that you have to establish, you have to listen to Beit Din.
Okay, I think Milsa
is action. Is action all things that
call Milsa anything
that based in once existed. You have to listen to whatever based in says. The leka miyachesh, that you shouldn't be concerned. Denim lachaleim, that he went back on his word. Shalo litain, that he litnan, that it wasn't that he would give it.
So I would read it like this: Kol milsa da asa lebeis din, anything that comes to beis din lekayim in order to be.
It just got frozen.
Yeah. Okay, we lost him. He'll probably come back.
Okay.
Sorry, my connection must have flaked out. Can you guys hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you, but I didn't hear what you were translating the Rashi when you froze.
Oh yeah. My connection flaked out for some reason. Okay, anyway, so I wanted to. I think the way to read Rashi is like this: Kol milsa da'asa lebeis din. The ma'isa beitzin that we return is Kol milsa da'asa lebeis din lekayim. Anything that came to beis din in order to be authorized. Rashi is explaining to us, what is this ma'isa beis din that you should return? He says, it's Kol milsa da'asa lebeis din lekayim. Anything that came to beis din lekayim. Lekayim meaning to be authorized. And we should return it. Why? You don't have to worry that the guy who wrote it changed his mind in order to not in order not to give it. Therefore, we should return it. I'm just checking out if I'm really reading this Rashi right. Be patient with me. I want to read it again from the beginning. Kol milsu da asa lebeizin lekayim de lecha lemechash lenimlach aleim shelo nitnan harize yachazir. Vizeh mekuyim bebezdin haya. Yes. Okay. Sorry it took me so long to read that Rashi right. I took a peek in the Tosos, how he understands Rashi, and I think that we need to touch it like this. Excuse me, Phil, I'm very sorry for interrupting you and everything.
Yeah.
I think we want to read it like this. Anything that came to Beis Din to be authorized, about which there's no concern that he changed his mind to not give it, Harize Yachzir, we shall return it. I think that's the way Tosfos is reading the Rashi. Does that make sense to anybody?
No, I have a problem with the way you read it, because it sounded like you were saying it was conditional. Is that it's conditional on the fact that we're not concerned?
Right.
Okay, that is what you meant.
Well,
what
look, Beis Din has certified this, so there has to be some reason for Beis Din coming up with this reason. So if Beis Din comes up with the reason, you really have to follow Beis Din. You can't.
So I think Phil and Lou, you're both saying similar. You're saying, look, it's certified by Beis Din. Why should you worry? You should follow what Beis Din said. Beis Din certified it, right?
Right.
So why?
That's why you're
that should be good enough.
Right.
So why does Rashi put in this Tanai of the Leka Lamechash? Of course you shouldn't worry. If Beis Din certified it, what is there left to worry about? Good kasha, guys. Good kasha.
Can you read the end of the Rashi from Vizeh?
Vizeh mekuyim bebeis din haya. This was certified in Beis Din, ulachach ubasham, and that's why it was brought there.
That's why it was brought to the second Beis Din?
Not sure. Nafa dakva ashka pomai sudari zayas appears right there. How gita habi to see be head peg the pashi chop him in messes the mice base then yachasir. Achamasha perish kashan nafamina shaliach kasha di imkaid mamoil ha head peg even shaloba lide ha isha adayin. De'im yesh lachush nimlach below henpek achinami yesh lachush lehenpek. Gentlemen, we are falling into the kasha of the second Tosfos. We're not so dumb after all. It's a good question that you're asking. It's the kasha of the second Tosfos. He's asking a kasha on Rashi. He's asking a kasha on Rashi. He's saying like
That's
this. He's
the whole
saying,
page.
say
That's a
again.
long. That
It's
second
your-
Tosfos is a long thing.
Yeah, it's kind of intimidating, such a long Tosfos.
Pretty intimidating.
What? Don't you see where it starts? It starts on the fourth line and goes almost to the bottom of the to where the wide lines are. It's quite a long process.
But it's really a multiple Tosfos because it has several questions and answers. So when you see a long one like this, you can try to look to see if it breaks up into several questions. And this one does. So I'm looking at the Tosfos, it's about 7 lines down where it says V'yesh Lomar. That's the answer to the first question. Di'i kasiv be'hetpeg mari kishenafal bin ha'isha. Okay. V'sho'eles oso ha'isha. V'sho'eles oso ha'isha ve'omeres shehu shala. So the thing is that it comes out like this. You gentlemen are saying that once it's certified by Beis Din, there's nothing left to worry about. But Rashi and Tosfos are saying there's still something to worry about. He never gave it to her. We got to worry that he never gave it to her. Somebody wants to divorce his wife, right? Reuven Goldsmith, he wants to divorce his wife. So he goes down to a local scribe and has it get written out. But he's not sure that the scribe did it right. And even if he did, he wants to make sure the Beis Din will honor it. So he takes it to the Beis Din, okay? And the Beis Din certifies that this is a properly written get, but there's still no proof that he gave it to his wife. That's the problem. Okay?
Question is, why didn't he give it to her?
The question is, how do we know that he gave it to her? Just because it's certified doesn't mean he gave it. It just means that it's certified to give.
Right. So we don't know if he lost it or if he lost it.
Right. So
Yeah, but
that's why Rashi is thinking. Sorry, Phil, go ahead.
I think that the issue is the fact that since this was somehow certified Beis Din, we have to know which it's the correct person that it was given for. So it's not for Shmendrik and another shivri that this get was for. It was certified because there really was a get given by this person in this place. So it is a valid get. So the valid get should be returned.
So Tosfos says that in order to make sense out of Rashi, we have to get out of that kasha that you're asking. And he says that we actually asked the woman if it was given to her. We actually asked her. The Omeres Shehu Shala, he says, yeah, it's hers. She did get it. And in such a case, we're not worried that she's lying. So Tosfos says we have to set up the case that certification doesn't mean it was given. Certification means it's kosher to be given. We still have to find out if he carried through. So we ask her. She says, yep, he gave it to me, it's mine. And we believe her, we're not koshish that she's lying. Why we're not koshish that she's lying, I don't know yet. I think that's going to be the next question, Tosfos, which I didn't read yet.
And
okay.
I mean, any second now.
Yeah, we're gonna run out. So maybe we should, so anyway, so that's what we're holding now, is that anything that was brought to Beis Din and we're not concerned they didn't actually give it, it's reliable. And it can be given to the person whose name is written